Tonight on this newscast, let's meet a man who's worn many hats and uniforms in a lifetime of service. This special segment is brought to you by our reporter Shauna Johnson. Join us as we honor a veteran.
Today, on Honor a Veteran, I proudly present the commander of the Northwoods Honor Guard and proud veteran Bob Dionne, a man whose service didn't end with his military career. Born in Port Washington and raised in the tiny town of Haven, Bob Dionne grew up surrounded by small-town values, hard work, faith, and community. But he never imagined military life until two of his best friends enlisted.
The only reason I joined the service was because my two best friends did. That was the only reason. I always wanted to be a nurse, and I knew I wasn't mature enough at that point to have someone else's life in my hands, so I did. I joined the service.
Reluctant at first, Bob took the leap in 1980. Even after losing his favorite uncle in Vietnam.
Vietnam had just ended. I lost my favorite uncle in Vietnam. He was in the Marine Corps and was killed on his third tour there. So I was a little reluctant to join. I just took it as it came. You know, just went with the right attitude, and that's, before you know it, 20 years went by, and here I am.
That journey began at Fort Sill, Oklahoma, where he trained as a cannon crewman.
I started in Battery B of the 121st Field Artillery. We were trained on 155 howitzers, which is a big gun that throws about a 25-pound projectile miles and miles and miles. So that was pretty fun, actually, firing those big guns.
After training, Bob returned home to Wisconsin and opened an optical business at just 19 years old. But service kept calling, and soon he was back in uniform, moving from artillery to combat engineering, and eventually into recruiting and leadership.
I always place family first. God first, then family, then country. I had a major when I first started who said, and he actually gave us coins, and I still have it. He said, it all begins with attitude. And he was absolutely right about that. No matter what in life you face, you do it with the right attitude, and that's just how it's been for me.
Even while raising a family and working nights at UPS, Bob said that attitude and balance guided everything he did.
I think the most important thing was to satisfy my urge to serve, and that's really, I think, my service on the Honor Guard does that.
While he was still serving, Bob followed another calling, nursing. He went on to earn his degree and teach others, continuing his service through care and compassion, proving his heart for helping people never waned. It just simply swapped uniforms.
I was voted by my classmates to be the least likely to succeed, and here I am, killing it.
That same compassion also led him and a good friend, Gordy Eatington, to start Kindness for Kids, a charity helping hundreds of Northwoods children each year.
I've been doing it for the last 30 years, and people have always said, how do you get started doing something like that? Just an idea. Just do it. Get the community involved, and that's really what makes it go.
When Bob retired in 1999, he thought his days in uniform were over, until a call came from the VFW. And
they asked several of us who were not in the VFW if we would join their honor guard. So we got to discussing an idea about the Northwoods Honor Guard, where we could bring all of the service organizations within Rhinelander, and there was 5 at the time. They could all join. It would be the Northwoods Honor Guard.
That idea grew into what is now a regional force of nearly 40 members, honoring veterans at funerals, parades, and community ceremonies.
This is not about me. I know it's my story, but it's not about me. It's about everybody else that I served with and everybody else that we still continue to serve for. That's really what it's all about.
After a lifetime of service, Bob Dionne still stands at attention, honoring brothers and sisters in arms with the same pride he's carried his entire life. His story is proof that when the uniform comes off, the heart of an honorable soldier never does.
When we took that oath, it didn't have an expiration date. Our service did, but our oath didn't.
From all of us at Newswatch 12, we thank you for your service.